All right, traders, the NASDAQ. Let's talk about this market that seems to have moved almost 30% up just in a couple of months. And we're going to try to decide for ourselves, has the NASDAQ moved too far, too fast in this period of time, and when a potential sell-off might take place. All right, so first things first, what you're seeing on the screen right now is a daily chart of the NASDAQ. I've got the volume indicator loaded on top of this daily chart. The volume indicator is essentially a volume color-coded band that tells you who's in control at any moment in time, right? Are the buyers in control? If so, the volume paints itself green, and if the sellers are in control, the volume band paints itself red. And for those of you who follow the NASDAQ very closely and you're trying to time this market like I am, these are the symbols based on whatever asset class you like to trade. Okay, so if you trade stocks and options, your symbol is QQQ. If you love the futures market, the NASDAQ symbol is NQ. You futures traders out there know that. NQ is awesome. And of course, if you follow along in Forex, your Forex symbol is NAS100. NAS100 Forex is on fire. All you Forex traders out there, you have got to check out the NAS100 Forex symbol. Okay. Now, if we actually take a look at the daily price action, let's go ahead and see where we are right now. We are pretty much sitting at an all-time record high, right? And this massive trend that was predicted by the volume indicator started right where this arrow is pointing to. Can you see this? So this looks to be May of this year, and where we are right now is, call it the middle of September, right? And I mean, without a doubt, man, the NASDAQ's been on a tear. Just an absolute tear. I feel sorry for anybody who's tried to short the NASDAQ. First of all, you're going against the trend, right? I have no idea why you would take on a short position or sell this market when the volume is so clearly and obviously green, and what that's telling you is, look, the buyers are still in control, right? And every area where the market did pull back, right? Every area where the NASDAQ pulled back, either on the NASDAQ stocks, NASDAQ futures, NASDAQ Forex, anytime it pulled back, it just bounced and continued to rip. In fact, this was the most recent area. You can see right here in the month of August, it kind of consolidated, and then boom, it just ripped. I mean, it just ripped another 10%, right? Now, before I give you some ideas on how to potentially time the sell-off, all right, then and look, the sell-off, I firmly believe, on the NASDAQ is right around the corner. Look, just like we had a huge uptrend, I firmly believe that we're going to have a huge downtrend, right? But I'm going to wait until the volume indicator turns red. I'm not going to do anything until it turns red. Okay, but what I am going to educate you on here is how to use the lessons of the past couple of months of price action, right? What can we do with this information? What lessons can we learn from this monstrosity of an uptrend, right? And how do we use that to our advantage in what you know is going to be a significant sell-off, all right? This is my prediction. I predict that the NQ is going to go right back to where it was in May, right? This area right over here. We're going to basically give back all these gains. Now, who knows when this could happen, right? It could happen next week. It could happen next month. It could happen next year. But what I want to talk to you about is how to use lessons, guys, from historical price action and extrapolate that data going forward. All right, so let's talk about it. Let me zoom in here. All right, what I want to show you here are all the different times and locations where you could have participated, all right, in this uptrend instead of being a moron and trying to counter trend trade. All right. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to draw trend lines, how to draw proper trend lines on your chart. And what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to pop on the automated trend line version. You guys have seen this, especially you guys that have been following the channel for a long time. You know exactly what the automated trend line drawing tool can do. It's a very effective way to identify short short-term trend lines within the direction of the overall trend. Make sense? So when I hit the OK button here, what I expect to see are blue dots that are drawn on top of this proprietary T-bar chart style. All right, remember guys, this is not a candlestick chart, not even close. The reason that these charts look so great is because it's not a candlestick chart, okay? I hate candlestick charts. Anyway, watch what happens when I slap on the automated trend lines. What I'm expecting to see here is a bunch of blue dots identifying pivot points, and I'm going to show you how to connect those pivot points and draw those short-term trend lines within the longer-term overall trend. All right, so watch. I'm going to hit OK, and kaboom! You see that? All right. What just happened here? Well, what just happened were the automated trend line drawing tool drew up pivot points automatically. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to draw a trend line in this fashion because we're looking for short-term opportunities to participate in a longer-term trend. Does that make sense? I think it does, or I hope it does, okay? So what we want to do is we're going to connect pivot points in this fashion with a straight line. So there's one trend line, there's another trend line, there's another trend line, over and over again, right, ladies and gentlemen? In all three, in fact, there were much more than three, but in so many instances of this daily chart, right, just tons of instances of areas where we could have participated in this uptrend instead of being a moron and trying to counter trend and short the market like so many idiots have done, right? So why am I showing this to you guys? Okay, well, the reason I'm showing this to you guys is, look, you don't have to be the guy that catches the exact top, right? You're not going to catch the exact top. I'm not going to catch, like, no one's going to catch the exact top. It's not possible. But what you can do with relative ease, actually, okay, is potentially wait for the vol to turn red, okay? You don't have to worry about catching the top, right? What I plan on doing is I'm going to wait for the vol to turn red, and I plan to enter a short on the NASDAQ via bearish trend lines. So just like over here, we drew a lot of short-term trend lines to nail and participate in the overall uptrend, okay? What I plan to do here, because I just know that the NQ is going to sell off, right? I plan to draw bearish trend lines across the way, just like this, because I'm predicting short-term bearish rallies that will be sold. And when I draw a trend line like this, right, now I want to wait for prices to smash down beneath the trend line, just like over here when we drew a trend line, we waited for it to smash above the trend line. Does that make sense to you, ladies and gentlemen? Okay? So look, that's my take on the NASDAQ. Whether you trade NASDAQ futures, NASDAQ stocks and options, or NASDAQ Forex, this is going to be the opportunity of a lifetime trying to short the NQ because I want to ride it. I want to ride this sell-off all the way back down to where I think it's going to hit in the early part of May. And it's a long way. It's a long way away. It's going to be a very profitable trade if it works out. Remember, guys, you still have to use proper risk to reward management, be smart with your entries, always have a stop loss in place. Okay, remember, stop losses are there for your own protection. And look, guys, tell me your thoughts. Tell me what you're doing on the NASDAQ. Do you think that the NQ is going to go further up, right? Are we going to hit 20,000 on the NASDAQ? Or are you in my camp where you feel that the NQ is going to be selling off? I'd love to know. How are you trading the NASDAQ? What are you doing? Are you trying to catch that bottom? Are you still long from May? Do you even care what the NASDAQ does? Do you just trade it on a daily basis? I would love to know. Post your comments below, share your thoughts, share this video, and let's see, where does the NASDAQ go from here? Guys, that'll do it for this video. If you'd like to get your hands on this powerful volume indicator, then get in touch, call, text, email, whatever's convenient, and I'd be happy to hook you up with a free one-on-one demo, really show you how this volume indicator is going to supercharge your trading. Guys, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next trade.